Boy, this show's just getting raunchier and raunchier. Lesbians and drugs and are the kids at school yet?
That's how you chose to start your
The views
show.
and opinions expressed on this show does not necessarily
At least
represent
I say
that.
good morning,
That
man.
cat is
Jeez.
nuts, man. So make sure you got your padabada. Good morning. Welcome to Community Voice. I'm your host, Keith Parris. I want to thank everybody for joining us this morning. Good morning, Debo. We got a full house
Good
this morning.
morning.
Good morning, Jermaine.
Good morning.
Clark Kent. Oh, you got the Packer gear on today. They must have won yesterday. And of course, my esteemed colleague, Miss C. Michelle Bryant.
You know I hate that.
That's why I did it.
You know I hate that.
That's why I did
And I
it.
love Esther, but you know I hate that.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Let me do this real quick. I know Michelle said she was going to hang around. We can continue our conversation, but someone came up to me yesterday at a location I won't disclose, church. And
Church.
I didn't realize this. My wife says, every Monday, they're going to talk about church. Every Monday, they're going to talk about church. So this Monday.
Wait, she's talking about y'all, like your show?
Yes, Michelle.
Okay. You.
Yes, Michelle.
Okay, go ahead.
Anything else, Michelle?
No, I just want to make sure I was clear.
Michelle.
I just want to make sure I'm clear.
You sure now? You got it. Is we good?
Move on. Carry on.
Can I get my
Carry on.
my
What's your padabada song, man?
So I'm gonna try to avoid it. But
Not talking about church?
yes, on Mondays. So
Why?
I'm gonna try to avoid it.
Why?
'Ause my wife
Because
said,
Rodney ribbed y'all?
yeah, and I value her opinion.
But let
Or
me say this. We usually take Keith down that rabbit hole. He doesn't always
Thanks, Steve.
implement it.
Thank you, Steve.
Rhonda, my
Thank you.
sister.
Yeah, thank you.
And one of the reasons is because I again am in my 6 weeks straight of attending service.
There we go. Amen. Amen. Ain't nothing like
And I'm proud of where I'm headed in life, with this Christian walk,
Amen.
and certainly as the cookbook says,
Which one? The
Is
yellow
he
pages?
like
I said the
getting
cookbook.
paid?
Oh, he
to
said
go-
the cookbook.
The
Just like the
cookbook
cookbook says.
But does he do services for these churches?
Who, man?
Yeah.
What do you mean do services?
Like paid
We're not
services?
talking about church.
She said paid services. Are you insinuating that I am for work?
Come on, folks.
Are you insinuating that I'm working?
Wait.
Is it- well, I'm asking.
Y'all should see Keith's face. Keith like, hey.
What kind of started it off?
No, you're making
Right,
Rhonda right.
anything I said. I guess we just gonna do it.
They just gonna ignore everything.
Right. I came in with every intention today. I came
What
with
is going
every
on?
intention based on what I heard my wife say. And I thought, okay, I'm
And
taking
I
it to
agree
her.
with your wife.
Wait. Hold on, Keith. Now, it could be that maybe she's paying close attention to let you know that what your topic is on every Monday, man. So you got to tune in and pay close
But I
attention.
want to ask a question.
That didn't work. That didn't work. Huh?
Why?
Look at his face.
Those
So
blinks.
what you say?
Every day.
I gotta fight.
You gotta show how deep he is every day.
Yeah, and then he goes home alone.
I'm so
He's so profound, and then the air
Hey, he
stops,
know
and
how to make
everybody
it.
is.
Hey, he knows how to make a relationship work. But he don't know how to make it work for
Hey,
him.
listen here, man. I choose. It's called choice, brother.
It's called Willie Hutch, huh?
That's it. I choose to watch ESPN on my time. I don't want nobody talking to me. I want the TV talking to me.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, that's what.
But
And every
Keith,
now and
can I
again,
ask
I
you
might, you
then-
know.
Oh, that's why you.
since
Oh,
Ron
Yeah,
is
that's it.
so alert and perceptive, does she know how often you talk about chicken?
He's a chicken hawk. How come she wouldn't know he talking about chicken? He's a chicken hawk. He like chicken.
But it's, you know, seriously, it's just so many things you can do with a chicken. Though.
Yeah, you can season it. You can talk to it. You can pat it, rub it up.
They sound like Bubba and Shrimp. You can freaking see it. You can fry it.
You can touch
You
it.
can bake it.
Asian
Boil it. Cajun teriyaki.
You can slap it up, rub it, and call it George. You can do whatever you want to.
You can shred it.
Hey, you hear me, Debo?
Or Keith, in Jermaine's case, you can molest it.
Hey, man, you can slap it, rub it up, and call it George.
That sounds like molestation to me. So slap it up, flip it, and rub it down.
You call it George.
In the movie they did on the guy that did who did Facebook, I can't think of the name of the movie.
Was Mark
Zuckerberg.
Based on Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
And remember, they put it out and they tried to kill his friend's reputation.
Yeah.
So they talked about how his friend fed chicken to chickens.
What?
Yeah, and they're at Harvard, so they're really politically correct. They said so now the chicken is a cannibal.
Because right,
fed chicken to the chicken.
Yeah, I guess technically it is.
Yeah, so anyway.
Was that? No, that was a cat that got dropped on that lady's window shield. Did y'all see that?
Mm-mm.
A woman was driving down.
Oh, that was a rat.
That was a rat.
That was a huge rat. That's how big that rat
No,
was.
I thought they said
No, that was a rat
cat.
because it crawled. No, that was a rat. That crawled, and
We
it
saw
was
the video.
riding as she was driving.
Yeah, we saw the video
that
right
broke
here.
her window shield. No, this one broke her window
Oh,
shield.
well, yeah,
Oh,
this
no,
a
this is
different.
A
different
bald
story then.
eagle picked up a cat,
Oh, I did hear about that.
and the lady called the police, and she said, "Okay, y'all not gonna believe this, but I'm driving. My window shield just got shattered because a cat just came through my window shield, and then later they figured out that was a bald eagle.
That
But I
dropped
did
it.
see the one with the rat running across because I would have towed the car.
So, did you see the woman that it was a kitten that was on the dashboard as the lady was driving, and the bald eagle was trying to get at the kitten through the windshield, so it was hitting the windshield?
No,
Yeah.
Okay, is Peter listening?
I mean these are like some
Yeah.
public service announcements.
Something's
safety.
going on, man.
Because I'm telling you, if
'cause
I
I
had
gotta-
been driving and a rat crawled across my windshield,
All right.
every car by me would have got towed.
Oh, smack.
I would have had an accident.
Yeah.
I got a Shih Tzu, and
You got a who?
I-
I'm gonna say, brother, it's back there. You don't have to leave it out here and go
that's
back
excellent. That's excellent. That also came up. They
I'm
said how
saying.
close we are to the live on Friday. They said that we be dancing, Doc, close to the live.
Get your Johnny Cash on.
Gone over it a couple of times.
Oh, I never have, but I obviously have no
Oh, no, of
control.
course you
over
didn't.
it.
I've never.
I just sit here
This
and I-
cat get his
No,
Johnny
but what
Cash
I
on.
was saying is I'm reluctant when I let my dog out first thing in the morning and it's still dark out
Oh yeah.
because of wildlife.
Yeah, but I know that was the issue Brenda had with her. What did she have? The little pug.
Oh,
She couldn't because of coyotes.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Coyotes
yeah.
out of Wauwatosa.
Hey, but Debo, I don't think it's no.
Man, I got train tracks over there. You don't know what come down them train tracks. I seen
So,
raccoons, possums.
Is train tracks over there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It sure is. Wow. Yeah. Wow. What?
And
yeah,
the quality of the show is just so.
yeah.
it's just
Oh,
So we talking about everything and nothing.
riveting.
So the reason why you're here is I was
Riveting.
talking about the incongruency of a
Oh my God.
food stamp conference I'd gone to.
Hey, let's use words that everybody know. Jermaine.
Hey, hold on. I know what that word means. It's
What
a
it
big
mean?
word.
What it mean?
Keep talking, Chief.
Looking for context clues, sorry.
Hey, can we use it in a
I
sentence,
was going to
please?
say, you need, who's your lifeline right now?
Clark Kent.
Hey, you see, he left us left.
She run out again.
He said, "Oh no, you ain't gonna get me with these big words."
So anyway, we were down at Wing Spread.
And
Down-
where?
Wing Spread.
What is that?
Okay. Yeah, see. Wing Spread was established by the Johnson family down in Racine.
Okay.
It became a meeting spot
Oh, I don't.
where
I know what
people
you're
came
talking
from
about.
all over the world.
Yeah. I know
Les
what you're
Aspin was
Right.
that's where he kind of got his start in terms of his institute. And I'm telling you, the sheets I slept on that night.
luxurious.
Lord,
Unbelievable.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
So and I need to be a little careful because I have been accused of being bougie.
So why are you gonna be careful?
Because I'm not.
I mean,
Did I get a sigh?
what's the name of the hat you got on?
Huh?
What's the name of the hat you got on?
You said,
How many brothers do you see walk around in that hat? Unless they in certain circles. What's the name of the hat you got on, player? I'm waiting.
Nobody.
I like the way you work it. No diggity. What's the hat? Play on, play
Viora.
on, play. I say what?
Viora.
Can you spell that for people in the back that aren't
Viora.
V and or.
And aura. What is it thinking? What it say?
V.
So that was really, we're having this food stamp. And Paul Matthew, is he still down?
No.
Yeah, but Paul Matthew, former county supervisor, set this up. It was state of the art. We had cordials at every meal. Just in case y'all don't know what cordials are, that means that's an open bar at every meal. At every meal. And some great.
Your bougie is showing, Key. Your bougie is showing.
I didn't want to go home. Now, I don't know if that's my bougie, but I know I didn't want to go home. I was just like, we had a chef who prepared the meals, and we're there talking about food insecurity and food stamps. It was one of the most incongruent things I've ever been involved in. Caller, welcome to the program. Good morning.
Good morning, folks. This is perfect time. You guys are like a jazz group. I got to keep up with you, rolling my wheels. Perfect timing. Bougie. Remember with Michelle, we were going to talk about bourgeois. We never got back to it. You still there, Michelle?
Yeah, John, what's happening, man?
Well, either way, bougie it's okay. It's cool. And you know that original bourgeois. It's all about that vanguard. You're going to hear it all day long on the American Urban Radio Network. You're going to hear that vanguard is telling us that 47% of young people are on road to retirement already at age something, whatever that was, Gen Z, 30-something. Now, that means you got a bunch of young capitalists, and they're ready and already on road to do somewhere between 7 to double-digit growth, which means every 7 to 10 years.
Hey, John, but do you think that what we call retirement now is something very different than maybe what it was even, I would say, 20 years ago? I mean, when people would retire, they just not work. Now you leave one situation, you might have a pension, you might have 401k, you can walk. But, man, I retired from the county when I was 52.
Okay. You had a backup, which is your ministry and other.
No, I had a pension.
Stuff. Oh, okay, yeah. There you go. And you remember I told you that now where was it invested? It was invested in capitalism.
Well, and that's
remember
always
I told
the
you
problem, right? That's always one of those disconcerting things is that when you are part of the system, like I don't sit up here politically, it would help if the stock market took a dive. I know it would damage Trump. But also it would also damage my pension, So, you sitting there kind of going like, oh, because at first I was cheering like, oh, man, the stock market dropped 1,000 points.
Right.
And then it said that means the value of your investment portfolio has taken a hit.
Yes.
So,
and everybody does take a hit. So when they say the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, that's a false image.
No, that's still true. No, that's still true.
Because there's no such thing as the rich with a capital T, capital R. There's no caste because, as Marvin Gaye said, taxes. I can't pay my taxes, and we know people collapse because they don't know how to invest right, or like that Vanguard report said today, when they're on the way to retirement and they're already in their 20s and 30s. Then what's happening is they're secure in a 10% growth, 7%. That means it's going to double every 7 years. So by the time they're
but the problem, not say the problem. You have to take that. This is a snapshot because there could be all kind of economic variables or circumstances that can happen that we weren't prepared for, or it's just there's at some point. And you seem to be a novice economist. At some point, we're going to go into recession. we've gone
But
too
it always
long without
bounces
having. I
back.
don't think the last recession we had was 2008. So
Yeah, but it bounced back. Even the Depression, it took a long time in the Depression, but it bounced back.
we didn't get out of the
So
Depression until the 50s.
yeah, World War II helped us because
It helped, but
put us
we
to work, right.
didn't get out of the Depression. It had that war not happened, we were still, FDR was still trying to fiddle around with some of these issues that we had, and then we got in the war. And the war obviously put people to work, sent men to the military, but obviously to support that, put people to work. So we didn't really come out of the Great Depression, they said, until around 53, 54, where we actually had gotten out of it. So,
right, and there's different reasons for that are not capitalist. They're because he and what's his name before him, just like with the tariffs before FDR got in, Hoover put a whole bunch of tariffs, and then the whole world Smoot-Hawley, right? That's a whole bunch of retired. A whole bunch of people retaliated all around the world.
It made no sense to do tariffs in the middle of a depression where you're trying to sell goods. It made the depression worse.
Correct.
And here's the thing: people will tell you, economists will tell you that targeted tariffs can be effective. But when you just come up with arbitrary numbers, we're just going to increase the tariff on China to 135%, where we get a lot of our goods from China. It made absolutely no sense. And the Chinese said, okay, cool. We're going to
work.
And then when they retaliated,
come back to the table.
They did it under the first administration when he went after China. Where did they go? They went to his base. They went after farmers, right?
But notice they did get them to negotiate. That's one thing he did get them to always come back to the table.
But the status quo is still the same. It hasn't changed. And if it changed anything, it caused more difficulty and hardship. We're going to feel it, man, during this Christmas season. It's going to be felt. And then we had the other piece of it because, unbeknownst to most Americans, the beef producers had colluded or are colluding to purposely keep the supply of beef down, which would then raise the price of beef.
Right.
So
and that's the problem with ununiform, like the Constitution says, uniform standards and weights and measures. Both parties do this kind of favoritism to their.
You've never seen a Democratic administration do a tariff, and not at the level. I'm sure they have probably sanctions going against certain governments that you had issues with. Obviously, we had sanctions and tariffs against Russia, but you don't see that as part of, because it's and here's the crazy thing about Trump. Allegedly, he graduated from the Wharton Business School at the University of Pennsylvania.
Right.
I got a young man who, grew up in our church who's a proud graduate of Wharton. And boy, oh boy, when you get him talking about Trump, it's like, dude, did he go to class? Because if he went to class, Smoot-Hawley, I wasn't even an economics major, but in politics, we talked about the disaster of Smoot-Hawley. Right. Again, it made the depression worse. So when he goes in and he's a businessman, and Michelle described him this morning as being very transactional. Well, when you look at his business history, it's not even checkered. This dude is a failed businessman. Oh, by the way, that picture with SBN, from Saudi Arabia. And
I missed it. Which one is that?
He was just in the White House last Thursday. Wednesday.
The Crown Prince.
Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
You know about doing $1 trillion investment in America? It's not going to happen.
From the Arabs?
From Saudi Arabia. You know why it's not going to happen? Because that sovereign fund they have in Saudi Arabia is on the verge of bankruptcy, collapsing because they made bad investments. So that's all theater, that's all television, where people coming in, they're talking about they're investing in the plants. And look, these companies are smart enough to know, you know what? We'll tell them we're going to do it, but he ain't going to be here. And here's the other thing. Trump is they're already, Michelle was talking about it a little bit this morning, Trump is already being treated like a lame duck. If you think that whole Epstein thing, that's just the beginning. You're going to find more and more Republicans bucking, especially those Republicans that are in those swing districts, right? The ones that he barely won, okay, that's already in play. And I had pointed out earlier that one of the reasons why certainly on the Republican side, The fact that they had to steal 5 congressional seats in Texas told you. See, there's people out there that call it the tea leaves of politics. They know. And then when you saw what happened on election night 2 weeks ago, where and some of these races in Mississippi where red districts were flipped, Republicans know they're in trouble. And Trump is not really helping them. So you look at it in the long run. And here's the other piece. There's still some changes, and Congresswoman Moore talked about it on Friday. The Medicare changes will hit after the midterms, right? So all these, for all the elderly people out there who are dependent, the disabled, dependent on Medicare, you're going to see some changes. But they put the changes in purposely. And let's say this about, because at first I was sitting up going, oh man, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's such a, no, she isn't. She complained about how that ACA and those subsidies would impact her children. She voted for the big, beautiful bill. Absolutely. That would have been her opportunity had they killed or had that taken out of that provision. She voted for it. She has consistently voted with the Trump administration. So she's no shero.
Okay, I never much liked her anyways, and she's getting crazier and crazier.
Well, I think that she just found out it takes a fool to learn that love don't love nobody.
You guys always hated her, and I didn't know much about her. I heard her from you guys. So I started looking her up. She's the one that you said, or progressives were talking about how she's talking about space aliens and all that stuff. And then she's going super into this paranoid thing about Jews controlling America and Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens. So she's pretty much on that, what the right wing calls.
And look, anti-Semitism has gone nowhere in this country. We confuse support for Israel as if there is not anti-Semitism going on in the country. They're two separate things.
But
if I don't support Israel, that doesn't make me anti-Semitic. What it means is there's a government like I have a problem with the government in Venezuela, or I have a problem with the government in Argentina. I have a problem.
But they overlap, don't you?
No,
they overlap.
No, I think that people, now there could be some people out there who might be anti-Israel who's also anti-Semitic, but there are other people out there who can clearly differentiate between Jewish people and then the nation of Israel.
I understand that's true, but there's also the Klan concept of the ZOG, the Zionist Occupation Government, which is one of their main things. And so there's this whole world, like you said, that there's a lot of these white racists that manage to hide it, and all of a sudden it comes out. And
the only reason why evangelicals, white Christian evangelicals, are so supportive of Israel is because of biblical prophecy. They want to be on the right side of biblical prophecy. They literally believe what is happening and how. No, they do. They literally believe that this should happen geopolitically because this is divinely sanctioned or authorized. It sounds like manifest destiny. I thought there was an interesting question when they asked Maldami about his statements about the genocide that went on in Gaza. He never walked those statements back. He never walked them back. Because
there's a group of Muslims who are agreeing with Israel, and they're growing because the Quran actually requires Zionism, although they wouldn't use the word Zionism, but they're saying that the Quran is
John,
clearly...
I think that's very interesting because I'm reading 2 books on God right now. I want to have a deeper understanding of God. And in Rosalind Anslin's book, he talks about how the reason why he went from growing up a Palestinian Muslim, being a born-again Christian, to go back to Islam is this whole idea of monotheism, right?
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, what and then I heard this little piece that is always lost, right, in our Bibles and how we teach the Bible. We go Abraham, Isaac, Jacob.
Right.
I am talking about church. Doggone it.
You're making
I know what you're going to say.
But wait a minute.
Abraham, Ishmael, and Isaac, right?
There you go.
Because
in Islam, Islam says Abraham, Ishmael, Isaac, Jacob. If you read the Bible, you know that Ishmael was the eldest, and it didn't matter who his mama was. So the fact that he was by this handmaid, that he was conceived, it didn't matter. Because his inheritance was based on who his daddy was. And so there are many who are Arabs who say that they are descendants of Ishmael, right?
Correct.
So it wouldn't
Right.
be Isaac, which would
It's
be
a
the
tradition,
Jewish
right.
people. It would be Ishmael, which would be the Arab people.
Okay, so then if the older brother got his his portion all over Arabia, and the Jews get their portion in the land of Israel, then each group got their own. And the Quran verifies that, because the Quran requires Moses' people to go in and says that Moses' people are sinners. And at first I thought, well, maybe they're not equating Moses' people with Israel. And everywhere I go, it says, yes, they do, but they're trying to say racially modern Israel is not ancient, and it's being proven according to genetics they are related. So the question is, why would they claim?
They're probably less related to Israel than I am to Africa.
No, it's the opposite.
No. The bloodline,
They're the same.
the bloodline is I am more African, right? And many of those people that you see there, other than the people who never left Palestine, right? Because there are Jewish people who have been in Palestine for thousands of years. But many of the people that are running Israel today are of European descent.
That's a false image.
No,
It's
they
a
are.
false image.
They came.
No,
these
no, that's
these
a
were
false image.
refugees. Wait a minute. Where did they come from? These was refugees
You know
from
they
World
don't
War
convert,
II.
but you
These
know
were
they don't
survivors of the
convert.
Holocaust.
Okay,
Those
I'm gonna let
folks
you
came
talk,
from
'cause I don't wanna
Europe. They
interrupt
weren't
you.
in Israel.
I don't want to interrupt you,
Okay.
but I want to let you talk. Okay. So you know, because you're a minister, you know about religion, the bulk of Jews do not convert. You know that already. I'm not telling you anything new.
But
You
that
already
didn't
know
stop them from
Judaism.
intermarrying.
Of course. So
Okay.
then are they
So when you
illegal
talk
because
about,
they
when you talk,
intermarry?
well, John, let me do this. I'm up on the break, man.
Okay.
You listen to Community
Are
Voice?
they supposed to not marry? Are Jews supposed to not marry?
What I'm telling you is
Outside
that the
race?
bloodline has been
No,
diluted.
it's still, the bulk is still there.
I'm telling you that the people that you see who call themselves
They're mixed.
Israelis today do not look
the
like
bulk
the
of
people
Israelis are
doing
actually Afroasiatic, though. The bulk of Israelis are actually
Where did they come from? The
Afroasiatic.
people that formed Israel, where did they come from? Where did they come from?
Originally, you're correct. The original Zionists were. The
Okay.
bulk of Israelis
So
are actually Afroasiatic.
we can do that then. All right, I need to take a break. You're listening to Community Voice. Gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back. He's such a professional.
Hey man, listen here, man.
He is
I push
such-
buttons. Cookies. Cookies.
Has anybody talked to Carvey?
No,
We
man,
gotta
that's my
find- we
dude,
gotta
man.
find Carvey, man.
Yeah, man.
Call him up
CP,
to the
that's my
program.
dude, man.
Good morning.
Good
And
morning.
hope everybody's having a wonderful start of their Monday. Have you noticed every person that's in this Trump position is under the table, undereducated? You know, and I understand it's supposed to be America first, but it can't be America first and you giving all that money to Israel. And a lot of them Jews voted for Donald Trump, so that got me looking at them a lot of different, especially why everybody trying to act like they so holier than thou, and they're voting for somebody that's taking innocence and not taking numbers. I think it's very rude and disrespectful that some of these MAGA gummy bear feeder, bottom feeder sit there and say they don't care what he do to a 14-year-old girl. There's more things more important. Well, what's more important than that? And somebody's taking innocence. I think why they're saying that because they like it. And it's in some of their bloodlines. And then you have that McMahon lady, because you remember her staff sent that letter to the Harvard and they corrected all the errors. All of them is undereducated.
Right.
And then we got all these newfound diseases popping up because somebody's skin look like raw chitlins. So I'm going to say this to you. Make sure you buy a lot of silver spoons because ain't nobody going to have no peach cobbler and no butter pecan ice cream because they taking them silver spoons and putting them over the big lighters.
No, and I think when you talk about Linda McMahon, now I'm thinking at least Betsy DeVos. I'm trying to think of the little college she graduated. I don't know if she's Hillsdale College in Michigan, but I do know at least she graduated from college. I don't know that Linda McMahon ever went to college. And the fact that you put somebody who is not an educator over education kind of shows you kind of where things are. And I look, it is by design that certain people, certain classes of people not receive adequate education. That's by design. And so the rich will stay rich. Their kids will get the best education. And then it's like when we're doing these experiments, people know for the last 40 years, 30 years, I have been adamantly against choice because if you felt like it was a choice, then the choice should be that if I go to Brookfield Academy, that then the state should pay full freight, the 24 grand a year it costs to go to Brookfield Academy. That's not the case, right? So, and it's resources. It's resources. People miss this little piece. It's not, and I say it all the time, it's not that white people's ice is colder. It's that white people have ice. It's resources. My mama didn't send me to Dominican because of a great love that my mama had for white folks. As a matter of fact, that was very difficult for my mother because my mother is so pro-black. But then my mother was going, but there's something bigger, right? So it's about the education that my son and then subsequently my sons and my daughter was able to get when they went to Dominican. I know people say it's not the magic is not being in school with white folks. The magic is the resources that are attached to white folks. That's the magic.
And I also think them attacking the education, now they're going after the nurses because some of the nurses, some of them know just as much as the doctors, but you're going to put a person over health who don't know nothing except cooking dope and jumping
why
and
would you
things
go
with E.
after?
coli.
And you know who's spared in that? Now, what Al is talking about is that you can get loans to go to graduate school, right? Professional schools. They're not acknowledging that nursing is a profession that would be worthy of you being able to get grants or get loans at the master's level. But you know what they did include? Religion.
Oh, well, see, that's even worse because
so religion,
some of them are doing all the stuff.
So religion, you can get those grants, but if you're a nurse, we're talking about a nurse now. If you're a nurse, I'm not talking about a political scientist. Come on, man. What's our worth? What's that degree worth? But when you look at a person who's a nurse who technically has to know as much as a doctor, right? So it tells you something. But why? Because it's women. And because it's women, we're able then to go in. Now, if let's say that nursing, as it was in the past, was predominated by men, trust me, it would still be on the list.
So my last question is, since they're trying to do that, so that means if somebody like RFK do a massive overdose, that means that nurse should let him die on the table then, since her degree is not accredited.
Right.
So
And-
if you use a dirty spoon and a dirty needle, don't use it and put it in my pot. And I'm gonna let y'all have a wonderful Monday.
All right, man. Peace.
Bye bye.
Yeah, this is why let's not run from learning. Let's not run from reading and learning and going beyond these little safe spaces. And you're never too old to learn. You're never too old to learn. So yeah, now I'm a books guy. Now I love documentaries. Documentaries doesn't take as much work as reading a book, but I'm a books guy. You know, I mean, you go and you look stuff up, and as I say, the more you learn, the more you're challenged in terms of your belief system. And there has to be a differentiation between a belief system and then what is fact, what is thought, right? Last week, the sister said something that was very interesting because it first time this month, that it made me think. And she said, she wondered, was God illogical? And I go, no, but it seems to us that what we consider acts of God is illogical. Why do bad people experience good things? And why do good people experience bad things? You know, that seems illogical. If you're a person who said that you've dedicated your life to God, then why do you suffer? Or why do people who are innocent suffer? Right? I think a lot of it is our perception and how we've been taught about God, because there's other realities out there that sometimes and look, that has a whole lot to do with the lens in which a lot of us get our values and our morals. So I could say this because some of us didn't necessarily. There's a young lady when I was in college, we dated. That young lady had never gone to church. Her mama never took her to church. Do you know? She was one of the most virtuous people I ever met in my whole life. Compare that to people I knew who went to church. And it was something very different. And I say it all the time, and I steal from Malcolm, kittens born in the oven don't make them biscuits.
Yeah.
And all I'm saying is that we should try to be the most complete human beings we can be. Religion should help us be better human beings, but so does education, right? So does experience. All those things feed into us being better people. And I think that that's what it's all about. I'd kind of look at what I do and say that I'm kind of in the human modification business, that hopefully people will change negative behaviors, turn them into positive behaviors, because that's our struggle. It's that yin, that yang, that we can do incredibly righteous things,
right,
and we can do incredibly depraved things.
Yeah.
And so there's a certain discipline. Sometimes, Jermaine, I think I got it.
Yeah.
But then something happens like this dude.
Yeah.
Cut in front of me.
Yeah.
I mean, and then he wasn't going nowhere because he couldn't go anywhere because traffic.
Yeah.
Now there was part of me saying, hey, I had a gun.
Yeah.
I followed this dude to the crib.
Yeah.
Pop.
Yeah.
Night.
Keep going.
Because that's now I have the thought.
Right.
But it doesn't mean I should act on the thought.
Right. Exactly.
And the difference with some folks is, and maybe even me, because I could get to a point where, just for a moment, I stepped out. And guess what?
See, but that's all that it takes, Keith, is just that moment.
That's all it takes.
Because you can make a permanent decision off of temporary feelings. Your feelings is not going to always be upset at that driver.
And people get mad at me because I'm saying, your beliefs will stick in when it comes down to these values that I really hold.
Yeah.
right? I don't know how many values those are.
Yeah.
Because every day in life, we're asked to make compromises.
Yeah.
Every day.
That's true.
You know, and doesn't make you a bad person. It's just how we negotiate our existence. That something, and I'm saying sometimes it's a good thing. In a marriage, compromise is not a bad thing.
Exactly.
Because if I'm here and she's here and we're at loggerheads, guess what? We're not moving. And we got a problem we got to deal with.
Right.
So I'm going to have to give up a little something. She's going to have to give up a little something because then the whole is bigger than the parts in this moment. And a lot of us don't understand. We look at it from our perspective. You know, I found this out, man, in government. You know, when they talk about government innovation, why it's so difficult to do innovation in government. A lot of places, but certainly in government. New technology means that you don't need me anymore. Yeah. And so people are looking at their whole survival. Yeah. Even though the bigger picture is that the technology is going to better help us to do our mission, which is to get these benefits out, right? And to get them out accurately. But you got people there sitting up going like, and I find myself in that, and that's when I realized I got old in a job. You know, most young people now, because of a lot of things, technology, circumstances, most of your learning now is digital, right? That's sitting in a classroom for 8 hours. You don't do that anymore, right? When I trained to go in to be an economic support specialist, we were in 8 hours a day. We were sitting there. Now I can go in. Some is a classroom. A lot of it is digital, right? So I was pushing back because I was such a proponent on, they got to be in the classroom. Well, who benefits from that? The trainers, right? Because boy, I'm going to get in trouble for this one. But there are people out there who will tell you that, and this is something that Black folks, we got to deal with. They will tell you about the primacy of the Bible, okay? So if the Bible is primary, then I need someone there to teach the Bible. Anybody hear where I'm going here? So like the goal is that, because this came up and I always ask the question in adult Sunday school, do you ever graduate?
From Sunday school? Nah.
Do you ever graduate?
Never. Nah. No, because you forever learning. So it's like, even with, text message that you might have read previously, then once you read it again, or you get a whole different revelation of that same text.
Read it right the first time. My bad. We got cleaned up on hour one. My bad. Hey, what I was telling you last Sunday, that was wrong. Charge it to my head, not to my heart. My bad.
You should have read it right.
But I think right. Or you got this revelation that everybody got, now you got it. Like, it's official now. Keith got it. Everybody else been walking around like, it was something. Great example. Keon wore me out on this. Peanut butter. That's all on peanut butter.
Yeah.
Now,
peanut butter.
Yeah, now all these years I was, and then one day I had this deep revelation, Clark. This song about peanut butter?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Keon said, well, they only mentioned it 17 times in the song. What was you listening to? So, and look, people have to justify their existence. I hate to put it that way, but so a lot of times that gets in the way. How we teach, what we teach, the whole thing. Why would I go to something that's going to eliminate my need, my purpose, right? Because people want to hold on to their spots. Especially, look, shouldn't be lazy. Write a book on Black church politics of the Black church. One of the things there is many people want a title. Don't get me started on bishops and adjutants and all these different things, because it gives us and especially people, and boy, this is really going to get especially people who might not have had like formal education. Okay. So I can't be Dr. Parris, but I can be bishop.
Mm.
I can be apostle. I can be overseer. And people like, and then you go like, how many people report to you? 5? You know, we like, or people get into position. The sister who spoke at the NAACP dinner, which inspired the message, said that, you know what? We got to pass the torch, but you can't pass the torch if you don't let it go.
Right.
So all the young people need to step up until they do. No, you need to, and truth be told, dude, I've been floundering. The world and passed us by. And so I think that people, we have to be more future looking and not living like right now. They have accused baby boomers of being the most selfish generation of all time. I'm a boomer, and I kind of subscribe to that because boomers act like nobody else. You know, we the only one now before the boomers, and I don't call them selfish because and even the boomers made sacrifices because the Vietnam War, civil rights struggle. There were a lot of struggles that boomers found themselves in. But yeah, I mean, it's easy. And look, y'all, don't we get so nostalgic about the good old days, and we're not taking things into context. Trust me. In my neighborhood, we had some dudes stuck on stupid.
Yeah.
And the only thing that really saved them was they don't have the firepower, or didn't have the firepower that young people have today. Because I'm going to go out there and boy, I'm being controversial today, but I'm going to go out there and say, because if I had a Glock when I was 14, 15.
Well, yeah, ain't no telling them what you would have done.
Right. And I'm trying to settle a dispute. Oh, man, you don't think I'm going to use it? You know, we didn't have it. That was the difference. So I think that when we sit up and say, you know, when we was coming along, if you had those same things, what decisions would you make? If we had Facebook, because look, they still will get your dirt out there, right? Oh, I got a break. Yeah, I got a break on. I'm good. Okay. Yeah, they're going to get your stuff out there. Now it was word of mouth. You know, now they can just post it on Facebook or social media, and it's all out there. Wow. All right. Yeah, someone just texted me. Why did the current, who's she sick of? Who's she sick of? I'm sick of him. I hope it ain't me. Oh, man. I'm sick of him. Americans and Europeans who kibbutz to modern day Israel, Europe. I'm sick of him. Okay. I don't know what this is because most Christians have no concept of actual history because they don't realize Israel was created in 1948. Oh, she must be talking about John. All right. We're going to take a break. Not yet? Yeah, can I? All right. We're going to take a break. You're listening to Community Voice Callers. I see you. I'm going to grab you right after the break. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Do I have a caller? Oh, my wife corrected me. I don't even know what I'm wearing. It's, I thought I said Viore. Didn't I say Viore? Yeah. That's what I thought. Okay. Caller, welcome to the program.
Good morning, Mr. Parris. Thank you
Brother
for taking my
Christopher?
call.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum to you, Mr. Ride Out.
Yes, sir.
Ride out, ride out. Look up. No, I was listening, and this is a part. Well, this is a comment pertaining to one of the topics that was spoken on in the previous show when it was talking about music. Our music, it was evolving, but it has devolved. But that's the opposite of evolution, because once the powers that be or the government or those people who are diametrically opposed to our rise, and I'll preface it with this: the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan told the rappers, the hip hoppers, that with their raps, they could change the direction or the trajectory of our people overnight, as opposed to one of his addresses, that they have more influence and more sway over our people than what he presents to our people, because our people have been trained up so thoroughly for centuries with the installation of the Willie Lynch syndrome. So our music has definitely not evolved. It has devolved. It has gone backwards. And then, Mr. Parrish, you were talking about logic. If our people, if a normal human being does not understand the structure of our solar system and how there are planets that are in alignment, one after the other, that revolve around the sun, and they do not interfere with the revolution of one another, then I would say that I don't know if you even can grasp the idea of what logic is, because that is a perfect example as to what logic demonstrates. And if you can also point to the seasons, and then there was one thing that I almost forgot, I was remiss of. When people are talking about the Holy Quran says that, do men think that upon saying that they believe that they will not be tried? Hard trials are necessary in order to establish truth. You can say from your lips, oh, I'm with God, I'm with Jesus, I'm with whoever, I'm with Muhammad, I'm with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, but until your actions demonstrate that thoroughly and without question, we don't know who you are or what your intentions may be. So trials are necessary. Just like fire is used to purify, to get the moss off of gold, and it's used for purification processes. Difficulties are needed in order for the person to be tried, to see what that person would do um, after being put up under some type of pressure. What would there be reaction? What would their reaction be? Will you submit to it? Will you succumb to it? Will you compromise yourself? Will you disavow that which you say gave your life meaning and turn against those who gave you a definition of life concerning yours? So we are so messed up thoroughly here in America and probably throughout the diaspora. We got all of the wrong concepts, and I'll go with this. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan says this, and this is a fact, that 75% of the book, the Bible, is prophetic. 25% is historic. We take or have been taught to use the 25% that is actual history and look at that as prophetic, and take the 75% that is prophetic, and we look at that as historic. And I'll go with this. The Holy Quran says that after truth comes, it says like this, that how Satan said that he would, to God Allah, that he would come in the straight path of those. He would come from the left, from the right, from before, and from behind, because I know that someone's going to come behind me to diminish or attempt to diminish that which I have expressed. That is that devil who comes to subdue you to your comatose state of sleep. And I hope that makes sense to somebody, Mr. Parrish.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Oh, I thought you was going to ask me a question. You were leaning like 414-444-5250, 414-444-5250. Wow. We should think about that. I don't know. I mean, the I don't know. It seems that I don't know how I got attracted to Greek philosophy when I was in school, but I really did because there is logic, and how, as a matter of fact, from the college I graduated from, in order to graduate, you had to have a course in logic because it's how we think and how things are more sequential than we kind of like. If you go home, there's a route that you're going to take home, right? The word that they use in logic is called a syllogism, and in that you come up with an equation, a thought. But it says that if you put faulty data in, you'll come up with a faulty conclusion. So data has to be true, the process has to be true, and the end has to be true. That's philosophical logic. If you get into mathematical logic, there's everything that pretty much governs our computers, everything we do in the world. Mathematics, as a young lady told me, is truth, right? And the importance of that, and how Clarence Avant, the famous godfather of Hollywood, always said it's about the numbers. He said, when you were born, what happens? You have a date of birth. And the Greek is the chronos, which is the actual time, measurables, quantitative. And then there's something called the kairos, which is the essence of, right? So I lived from July 12, 1855 to November 24th, 1935. But that's my chronos. My kairos is what I did, all those things I did during that period, the essence of my life. So you have people who live a long time and their essence is not much. And then you have people who lived a short amount of time and they had incredible essence. Alexander the Great had conquered the known world at the age of 33. So when you think about that, he did a lot in his young life. And so there's many of us. So that's, with that said, that was deep for a Monday. Let's see. I ain't gonna even talk about the Bucks because until Giannis gets back, they're in trouble. That's obvious. But the interest, a team that people are kind of sleeping on right now, the Hawks.
Yeah.
And they're playing without Trae Young, and they're doing very well.
Yeah.
They're very well. Which begs the question, what is it going to look like when he comes back? And then, was Knipple the better player on the Duke team than Cooper Flagg? Because Knipple is having an early start of the season. He's doing fairly well, and I don't think Cooper Flagg is doing as well.
No.
But you can't always believe the hype.
Right.
All right. So what did you think of the Packers yesterday?
And they did all right. You know what I'm saying? I noticed, though, they winning a lot of away games than they're doing home games.
Yeah, the Packers really should be far and away, right now, based on their schedule, should have the best record in football.
Yeah, they should.
But you tie in Dallas. You lose to Carolina and Philly at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beat New York in New York. And then who did they have yesterday?
They had
yeah.
Vikings, yeah.
See? And then they talk about how things have flipped, where the Vikings have traded places with the Bears.
Yeah, I see
where
that.
They were last year.
I kind of see that.
Yeah, man.
And the Bears are playing pretty good.
Yeah, McCarthy. I'm a hater. I ain't gonna say it's lucky. I'm just saying you just can't go deep in the playoffs winning like they're winning right now.
I know, because the
Bears.
Yeah, because when they get in that playoff, it might be a different thing,
Yesterday, it came down to the last drive of the game, right? And their defense stood up. Sweat had a great game yesterday. But I don't know. So the Packers have. So they got the Lions on Thursday, and then do they have the Bears at home?
Yep.
December the 5th. So the Packers can do. They can make. They can make some moves, but and look, man, the Lions struggled with the Giants yesterday.
Yeah, they did.
So, and the Packers, I think, are better than the Giants. And like I just Chicago has really been lucky, but hey, you know, sometimes it comes down to luck.
But I don't understand what the Lions had. They start off.
His mic.
Chicago right now they got the toughest schedule ahead of any team. Them and the Packers actually.
Because the Packers.
Well, the toughest
still got to play the Ravens, Detroit.
But if they playing them away, but they're gonna be mostly home game.
Detroit is away.
Yeah, Detroit is Thanksgiving. Chicago.
Because they've been on a good winning streak.
We got to play Chicago twice.
Yeah. So
we got to play them twice?
Yeah.
We
I thought, we beat the Lions.
We beat them once at home.
Right. So that tie is going to come back.
Yeah.
Definitely going to come back to haunt. How about them Cowboys? I don't know if it was the Eagles or the Cowboys. Did the Eagles forget that A.J. Brown is playing for them? They didn't throw the ball to him once in the first half. It was like, or maybe once or twice. This dude. And when they started throwing the ball, the game changed. But then they were up 21-0.
That's bad call.
And Dallas comes back.
Bad call plays.
Oh man, that you see that more and more where you get these genius coaches out there. Who was the coach though that decided what game was that in? Instead of kicking the field goal, they're gonna go for
that was
4th and 1 in the red zone.
That was who they played yesterday. Didn't they do that?
No, was it?
No, that was the New York, wasn't it? When they were in the red zone, when they right there and they were that 4 down.
Instead of kicking the fild goal,
they
decided to go and then they got stopped.
Yeah, that was. I think that was New York.
Yeah. Making bad play calls, man.
That's what I don't understand. I understand that 3 yards from the goal line, but why would you take that?
Points? No points. I don't understand that.
I mean, why would you take that risk?
I don't know. I tend to be more cautious. Maybe that's why I'm not a coach. I tend to be more conservative. It made a difference yesterday that the Packers ran the ball.
Yeah.
But there was a play. Boy, those mistakes will kill you. Where the line, everybody went right, and nobody picked up Eric Wilson, and he blew Wilson up. And oh man, it was just like, oh, his eyes got this big, opened up the gap, come through. The Packers really have to that offense. The defenses, they have the best defense in football right now. I'm thinking that's them and the Browns.
Yep.
So the defenses, but after a while, they get tired. And thank you, Jerry. Yesterday, you saw why Micah Parsons is the best defensive player in the league. I mean, if he didn't get the sack, there was one time he had 3 dudes over there with him. And he was still close to the quarterback. That dude's a beast, man.
Yeah, he's a beast. He got that Reggie White mentality.
Reggie White, yeah.
He got that Reggie White mentality.
Yeah, he's not as strong as Reggie.
Yeah.
But man, I mean, that dude, he's an impactful player. I just hope that the Packers can keep winning and that he stays satisfied.
Yeah.
Because unlike Dallas, ain't much of a nightlife in Green Bay. And if you lose it, at least in Dallas, you go out and have a good time. I don't know what's happening in Green Bay.
2 o'clock, we done.
Yeah, right. You got to start thinking about
12,
that. But
really.
You playing in Dallas, and New York, L.A. I don't know if losing is better if I played in L.A. or Miami.
Do you think that when a lot of these players come out of college, I think that's where they be wanting to go, mostly L.A.?
Wouldn't you?
I don't know. I think I'd probably just play for my home team. I always, if I would have been in college or coming out of college, I think I would want to play for my home team.
Okay.
That's just me.
But just in case I can't,
if I can't, then I gotta go.
I look at the weather, right? But I look at the weather. But who's the young man last night? I don't know if that was in the game last night where he came out of Fort Valley State, got cut by Denver. Oh, Eric Wilson, right? Not Eric Wilson, but Wilson.
Yeah, Wilson.
When he cut and then got cut by Denver.
Yep.
Ends up with the Packers.
Yep.
And like, dude, he called his mama and said, "I'm done." And he got picked up. He was with the Packers, been Packers for 3 years. And then when it's your time, you got to step up. Same thing with Shedeur Sanders. If you're as good as you believe you are,
he just got to wait till the really get hurt.
Well, yeah,
he really get hurt, then that's when they're gonna have to use.
Right, because you at some point we can talk about everything that led up to getting you where you are, but now you're in a situation where now you have to produce.
Let me give you a prime example. Same like with Prescott. Okay, everybody say he's good. It's the team around him, but to me, he's just like another Tony Romo. He's not.
Tony Romo wasn't bad. He just couldn't win the big games. His numbers, because Dak Prescott just passed him, right?
Yeah.
On the Dallas all-time list. Tony Romo was the number one. He had most yards in Dallas history up until Dak
win
Prescott.
No games.
But CeeDee Lamb, come on, man. Too many drops when it matters. That one in the end zone that just went through his arms. You can't be the ace receiver and not make that play.
Not.
Now they were fortunate. They came back and won that game. But no, man, that would have ended it right there. And so they ended up going in and struggling. So
you know what? One thing I understand when you said that about last time you talked about when it goes to overtime.
Mm-hmm.
And then you will make the first touchdown. When they make the first touchdown or field goal, then they get the running back, play again. But I thought when whoever make the first touchdown, the game would be over.
That's the old rules.
That's the old rule. That's how it used to be, right? Okay.
First team that would score no matter what the score. So if you came down, kicked the field goal, the other team didn't get the ball. Now both teams get, which I think is fair. Both teams get a shot at it.
Mm-hmm.
But New York gave up that touchdown on that Gibbs run.
Man, Gibbs just
went
through that whole.
If they would have held him to a field goal, you got a different game. And New York's offense was not that good that they could even come down and score 7 points. I mean, that's kind of the reality. But to give up that play, like with nobody there, dude turned the corner, and it was like, oh, night, 80 yards. And it comes down to plays like that where, it is, come on, Steelers, man, y'all should have beat the Bears yesterday. But Rodgers didn't play. They played their backup quarterback yesterday. So Rudolph. And it didn't do too badly. But I think the Packers could beat the Bears and probably beat them twice. If
we gonna see. Cause the way, I don't know, they tired of that. I still got the belt.
And he didn't play yesterday. Because I saw something that said that the Bears owner, and they had owner and quotation marks, and talking about Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
If he played, I don't know. Maybe it's a different outcome.
Maybe that's why he didn't play. No, I'm just.
No, he had.
I know. Yeah.
Did he have surgery?
That was
on his left hand. Yeah. And I don't. I'm still, the jury is out after 3 years with Jordan Love. I just think that
what key?
His decision making, man. I think he doesn't throw a lot of interceptions, but when he does, it counts. If I throw an interception the first series of the game, that's one thing. I'm driving, trying to either catch up or maintain a lead, and then I throw an interception. That's
Is that because
crazy.
he's holding on too long to the ball, you think? Or
It's play calling.
Yeah, I think it's play calling too.
He always set up to be in a bad position. Matt LaFleur, he want to run the ball first down. He want to run the ball second down. We look up, it's 3rd and 8. What I'm going to do? I'm
Oh no, with
gonna
Shadur
force it.
Sanders. Shadur Sanders yesterday audible right into the
Mhm.
he audible right into the run defense. It was like, dude, that's a bad audible. That's a bad audible because it was just like he came up and like, all right, and then I think he had changed protection like 4 times. Audible right into the run defense. Poor dude. Hey, but if you don't play, I don't know why anybody expects a rookie. I don't care who the rookie is to come in. And they're just going to be gangbusters because a rookie is coming in from where he played at a certain speed and strength in college. It's 100 times that in the pros, right? You know, we were talking about whether or not Georgia could beat the Raiders.
you know what? So when you said that, a thought came across it. I would love to see, or do they ever do it like a college team? Like
They don't
Georgia,
do it. They used to do the college all-star games
with the
Yeah.
NFL, but did they?
and they would play the defending champion. I know the Packers played the game. You sold the game down in Chicago, and you would have the college all-stars against the defending NFL champion.
Didn't work.
Man, they were killing them. Well, the other thing is you opening those players up to injuries.
Okay.
Right.
Understand.
So, you know, even when you look at, what is it, the North-South game, the Shriner Bowl, they're playing in such a way where these dudes try not to get hurt.
Okay.
Right.
I understand that.
That's a business decision for
I
an
understand
exhibition game. It don't matter. Caller, welcome to the program.
Caller?
Good morning.
Hey, good morning, y'all. How y'all feeling?
Good, man. What's
Good.
Okay, I got a couple of comments. One, as for Aaron Rodgers, the last time he played Chicago, he lost, which was the Super Bowl for me. I'm a Chicago fan. Second of all, Jordan Love, I see him as being about equal to Caleb Williams, and I don't think Caleb Williams is that dude. I think he holds the ball too long, but what he does that Caleb Williams don't do, he can read defenses.
Now, part of holding the ball too long, in fairness to the quarterback, is that the receivers are not open.
That's true. That's most.
You know, I mean, just
okay, yeah,
you
granted.
know, I mean, or he looked left and actually the receiver to the right, but you don't have that time in the pros. Like when people say you get to all your reads, if you get to your second read in the pros, that's good because you don't have that much time. Those defensive linemen are just.
You got on speakerphone, sir? Sir, you got it on speakerphone?
Yeah. No, I'm in my car.
Yeah, turn your volume down a little bit. That's why you're getting feedback.
How's that?
No, but I didn't think that the Chicago people were ready to give up on Caleb already.
I am. I don't think he's that dude.
Wow, man.
Chicago has, to me, no passing game. Their running game is almost as bad.
Okay, let me ask you, since you're a Chicago fan, who the quarterback you wish they would have kept?
Justin Fields?
I thought, yeah.
Really?
I said the same thing.
Or Mr.
I said the same
Trubisky.
thing. I said the same thing. You don't think Justin Fields?
Yeah, Justin Fields was not that great of a quarterback as far as the team is concerned because he never had an offensive line.
He was as close to R.J. Cutler as we got because in Wisconsin, we knew against the Bears, as long as Jay Cutler is playing, we got a shot at winning. Because Jay Cutler would throw interceptions. You just know, like, dude, just wait on him. Just wait him. So I know Chicago was glad to get rid of Cutler.
Because he didn't have no line either. Remember, Jay Cutler got sacked 48 times one season. Justin Fields got sacked 56 times one season.
Right.
Really?
What does that say about your O-line?
Right. Good point. And the receiver's not getting open.
They didn't have no receivers.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. So they even have receivers. So
They've always had a pretty decent running game, but receivers and offensive line, Chicago suck, and that's my mom.
I don't. So should they kept Justin Fields?
They should have. Here's a guy got a strong arm, just as strong as Michael Vick's was. Here's a guy that could scramble. He could read defenses. It was like
I
having
would
an
like
extra
to
running back
believe
on the
that
field.
every pro quarterback can read defenses if you're gonna play. Now you could be was it Jamarcus Russell and don't even bother to pick up the playbook, and you just think your arm talent is that not in the pros, man. I don't know if people.
It's a different game.
Yeah, it's like people sit up and we laugh about finesses, but what I'm telling you is that man is a pro. We can't get out there and play with him, right? The average college player couldn't play against him. He's a pro, man. And I think we missed that little thing about how good these dudes really are.
Mm-hmm.
Because they playing at the highest level of football. But who's the dude that came out of USFL, played lineman yesterday? And this dude became the stud. He's just playing the USFL in the spring, and he comes out, man, this dude's a beast. I don't know, Chicago. Who's their running back now? Because Montgomery is
Swift.
Yeah, DeAndre Swift.
How do you do?
Probably the worst. Why do you think Detroit got rid of him? This dude is terrible, man.
Salary? I mean, could have been a salary.
Yeah. Now, Gundai, that's the guy that would be my number one running back.
Who's that?
Who? A Gundai.
Okay.
Whoa, baby.
Okay.
I'm on Fond du Lac and they driving like they ain't got no sense out here.
Oh man. Well, welcome to my world.
Hey, gentlemen, I have a great rest of the day.
Right, man. Yeah. I didn't really. Yeah, and Byron was just saying how tough the Bears' schedule is going to be. I don't know.
You'll see.
Who do you think in the NFC will come out the NFC this year?
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with that.
There are no super teams. Like last year, it felt like Kansas City wasn't as good as they were maybe 2-3 years ago, and Philly, they were like dominant teams. But you're not saying. I mean, the Rams, they have one of the best records in football now. They're 8-2.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
yeah, I mean, I just don't see a team that just strikes fear. It looks like there's a lot of parity in the NFC, and I would even say that in the AFC. Yeah. I mean, Buffalo is all right.
They trash. They just lost to the Texans, and CJ Stroud hurt.
Yeah, and they lost to Miami.
Yeah,
right?
they're bad.
Okay, so New England.
You know what? They playing good and they quiet right now. They're kind of quiet.
Not this year.
Not this year. Actually, they're 8-2.
Yeah,
they good, but I don't think
they kind of quiet. So I don't know what to expect with New England right now.
And Arizona didn't call, but Seattle. Seattle looks pretty good, man.
Now they looking good.
I'm a hater, but they looking they looking pretty
they
good.
Looking real good.
So that might be the sleeper coming out the NFC. If you look at the Seahawks, they're playing some good football right now.
Yeah.
And it's making Minnesota look stupid for giving up Sam Darnold.
You think Kansas City gonna go again this year?
No, man, I think Kansas City. Kelsey, this should be his last year.
Should be
his last year. He's not. And look, nobody is as they get older. That's the thing that LeBron is an outlier, right? LeBron is an aberration. You don't play at that high level, at that age usually, right?
Right.
This is people sunsetting. But he's also hurt. We just got back. So, but LeBron, that Kareem, those guys that don't happen. So age catches up with all of us. Caller, welcome to the program.
Caller.
Yeah. All right, we're listening to Community Voice. Callers, we see you. We're going to take a quick break.
Okay.
And we'll be. You ready, Clark? right, welcome back to Community Voice. And no, she went to Harvard. Yeah, she's from the DC area. She went to Bowie High School. And again, we were talking about Abby Phillip. She is a news commentator for CNN anchor. And her and Marcus might be getting a divorce. Rumors. She wrote A Dream Deferred, Jesse Jackson and the Fight for Black Political Power. Good book. Confirmed what I'd always thought, what had always been the issue. One of the reasons why Jesse was in Chicago was basically he was getting on Martin's nerve. That was one of the reasons why he said, well, look, well, okay, Jesse Jackson was part of SCLC, Southern Christian Leadership Conference. And but he was young and he was ambitious, and they talked about how he got in, he was able to work his way up. And but Jesse was ambitious, and there were problems there. Who have you seen Andy Young? Have you seen that
interview?
No, his documentary they did.
No. I know somebody just
Boy, the internal things that was going on there.
It was all. I mean, but
it was
different from
it was
else.
crazy.
And
so
church folks is some of the messiest folks on the planet.
Well,
I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud?
The night that Dr. King was assassinated, or either the next day, they have a meeting. Andrew Young and Hosea Williams, they literally fighting. But they were very upset.
I would have fought Hosea Williams, but anyway, go
Hosea
ahead.
Williams,
He's
and then you had all the stuff going on, and I'm trying to get to Jesse, but all the stuff going on. He only said it 3 times, but made me believe it. Where Andy Young was kind of saying, well, because of my complexion, Dr. King would send me to talk to white people because white people weren't as threatened by my complexion. And then, you had that going on. So you had the light bright thing going on, right? The colorism in the group. Then you had where people went to school. It was how Dr. King was able to corral those cats. Was anything but Jesse, to the point where the King entourage, there were people there who had real issues, especially after the assassination.
Mm-hmm.
Because they look up, they go, where Jesse? And he gone to Chicago. He doing interviews, right? I think she's implying that Jesse thought that when Dr. King passed, he should get the leadership. So after that, there was real tensions. There was real tensions.
He was really young, man.
That's what I'm saying. So that ambition.
How did you think that?
And then the King family, very cool. Mm-hmm. When it came to him, Andy Young, a lot of them, because they were saying,
but it was always that stuff in the background, like
relationship,
social climber kind of, and I mean, and the sad part is that Jesse's respect level ebbs and flows, because when he was crying at the Obama inauguration, there were people in the civil rights community who was talking a bunch of junk. They didn't think it was sincere. It was really, really bad. Because
him and Obama had a bit of a falling out.
Yeah, it was just really bad. But, the one thing, there is no denying this man's contributions.
Oh, none at all.
And particularly after King passes, and even though most of his stuff, you said end up being up on this end, there are only a few figures left from that period that were readily identifiable to people. So when he runs for president, huge. When he gets the hostages freed, Keisha always jokes, if anything happened, call Jesse. Right. If anything happened to me, somebody got me, call Jesse.
Regardless of the administration.
Exactly. Call Jesse, because I'm going to get out, I'm going to be free. So
but it also points to our humanity, right? That yes, if perfection was a prerequisite for leadership and service, no one would lead. So we all bring our humanity. Hopefully we're able to modify that humanity, that it does not have impact on different things. And here's the thing about human beings. Now the scripture says where 2 or 3 are gathered, I'll be in the midst. Plus the devil there too. And I'm being really simplistic, because what I'm saying is that yeah, I'm there for the people, but yeah, I'm also, my ego is what got me there, right?
And if it's not your ego that got you there, it's definitely, it can, if you don't learn how to manage those things, you know, and I alluded to this last week in the conversation I was having, because you can come in the room for all the right reasons. But once you get there,
the room, it's the room.
You in the room, man.
You in the room.
You got
now.
access. You know, people want to know what you think. Oh, you cut the line. Oh, you can be on the tarmac when the president, you know, touch down. Oh, you can come to the Christmas party at the White House. I mean, you come a lot of times, I think, for the right reasons. 80% of people, I think, come for the right reasons. But once you get there, oh yeah, the game will suck you in, and you will
I think that's
atrocious.
why I say to any aspiring Christian clergy person who has to do a they used to call it your trial sermon, now it's your first sermon. I would have them preach Jesus in the wilderness and talk about those temptations, because those temptations are real. You know, like you ask in the room, well, do know that this how could they even do that? Power will make you compromise strongly held values.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so when you know, it's we make the criticisms, but we need to also understand that we're human beings. You know, don't believe the hype. You know, that there are people who will do incredible good, but what happens is people around you tell you how great you are, and then you believe that. They talked about that there was a particular Roman general, I cannot think of his name now. He had a man, his whole job,
hype man. What?
Humility man. His whole job was to ride in the back of that chariot, and when the crowds are cheering your exploits, he would whisper, "You're only a man." That was his whole job, to remind him that you're only a man, because you believe, look, man, when people tell you how great you are, and I'm coming from a space where, truth be told, I wasn't always feeling great. That's what drives a lot of people who become politicians, become ministers. Man, they're driven by, I don't necessarily feel that I am, but this is going to make me somebody. And people be surprised at the number of people where this is the thing that is really making my purpose is tied into this thing that I do.
Yeah, you become what you do.
Right. You know, and then when that's taken away, or your humanity kicks in and you're going to do something stupid to lose it, because Oliphant is right on that, man. Your gifts will make places for you in high places, but it's your character that keeps you there. You know, like you get there and you get, like, who was it? Somebody was looking at it was the Eddie Murphy thing. They were talking about when they were young comedians, how skinny they were, how hungry they were, and just how you were into it.
Yeah.
Oh, you got business now.
Yeah.
I mean, I tell my friends, you know, you a humble preacher. I don't do it for the money until you get your first $1,500 honorarium,
and then everything else after that.
Then after that,
yeah.
And maybe you're not gonna come out and say it,
yeah,
but internally you have an
You expect it.
expectation. And all these little things will divert you,
and even an expectation about the amount.
No, that's true.
Like,
no,
how dare you?
No, that's true.
Me
That's true.
$200.
Because once you get that big number, any and every time you do the same thing you just did to get that big number, and you get a smaller number, it makes you feel a certain way.
But this is the thing too, you know, and I've had to say this to people. When you got that big number, sometimes you shouldn't have got that big number. It was just
real talk.
Yeah, it was just somebody from an organization who had it to throw around, or they did, because I've seen people like that get paid for speaking engagements.
Yeah.
And I know some numbers people have gotten. And I was like, it ain't no way in the world nobody was supposed to pay you $10,000 for that or $5,000 for that. You playing, you know, and then now you got the big head because one organization, you know, you threw a wild number out or they said this was our honorarium, no matter who we was using.
You know what keeps me humble?
What?
Radio.
Wait. So
Look,
question.
You know what keeps me broke?
Radio.
So question. Don't that, like, that amount of number that you get to, whether it's 10,000, 5,000, don't it set the number of, don't it set the price for your worth?
No, it's not realistic.
At that time?
No, because again,
when I was
you can be somebody, like, I know if I'm doing an event and and I'm a person, I'll pay above like what's normal.
Yeah, market
So like
value,
I've
yeah.
had speakers come in and do stuff, and I'm like, okay, your number, and I'll look at all kinds of things, your experience, your da-da. I'm like, your number gonna be $5,000. They weren't even gonna ask me for 5. They might have been asking me for 2,500.
I did.
But and I ain't pay you.
I know you didn't.
You know, but so then don't think though that somebody else gonna pay you what I paid you. And that's where I think people get messed up at. It's different when you set your price. Now, when you set your price for that big number, then now you got your expectation.
But here becomes the,
and then you even got to understand if you're being realistic about what you set.
But here's the dilemma, right? We're there because we want to see a positive change, right? We're there's something righteous that we're doing. But now, and though I don't identify as such, there's a price to my righteousness. You know, one of the things, my wife always gets the scripture wrong when she talks about that a man should work. Paul talked about when you had these itinerant preachers coming, they came in with an expectation, hook me up, put me up. Paul said, no, they should work like everybody else. Because at first, you start off, when I was first licensed to preach, they would take up love offerings. I get $500-$600. You think I was preaching? My preaching was, and we're talking $70s. Okay, so you thinking that? No. But today, that sounds a little egotistical. Where I certainly wasn't looking at.
But I mean, you got a resume now. People
getting some of my best work.
But the other part of that still is, and I believe in knowing your self-worth. I also believe in knowing there's a time and a place, and we've all done this, where I just I know these people can't afford me. Like I'm working with somebody right now on a project. You can't afford me, bro. I know you can't. But I'm basing that on my resume, not just because I think Michelle's the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Would that also like bleed into relationships?
I'm not. Can I mention this book before I go?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
So there is a book.
How much, Michelle?
There is a book that I wanted to mention to all you brothers who watch sports and sisters. It's called Turf Wars: The Fight for the Soul of America's Game. It's a book by Demarius Smith, and Demarius Smith is a former executive director.
DeMarcus. Is it DeMarcus? He used to be
Where's
over the NFL players.
It was spelled DeMaurice.
Yeah, DeMaurice. But he used to be over the NFL Players Association.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so he put out this book. It just got published in August of this year, an insider's account of the power struggles between the NFL owners and the players, detailing battles over contracts, suspensions, and the league's response to issues like discrimination. It's a behind-the-scenes look at the NFL, including confrontations with powerful figures like Roger Goodell and Jerry Jones. And when I saw some of the interview clips on this book, the stuff that I have been talking about, like how at the Packers game, you can get a freaking moment of silence for Charlie Kirk, but Colin Kaepernick can't get no job. It's some of those things that you just repeatedly keep trying to like flag for people like, y'all, do y'all understand for real the dynamics of
Football
how black folks are handled in this sport, man?
It's the last plantation.
It really is.
Oh, yeah.
And I just...
Oh, yeah.
You
but
talked
we
about
enable
Jerry Jones and Jamel Hill.
Yeah.
When Jamel Hill came out, because they were talking about taking the knees and stuff, and she basically said that Jerry Jones was a plantation owner, and he got upset, and he called ESPN.
Right.
Bye-bye. But she was on point, because what did he say? None of my players gonna kneel.
Even in the video that had came out when he was sitting next to Jamie Foxx in the stand, and Jerry Jones was talking about the NFL player during the draft combine, and this cat gave out measurements of this guy like he was selling this dude.
I hate the combines,
and it's crazy. Why would you need to know the size of this man's private part? He's playing football, so why would you say that?
That's just a bragging point. That's all it is. Not for it's like
bragging point for who? For the owner to say that?
It's like being able to talk about they bucks.
Oh,
they stable.
Man,
who you got on your
he
squad?
could jump. No, he said he could jump 40. His Vertical is like 43 inches. His hands is huge, and he got an 8-inch, 9-inch.
Yeah.
What do they got to do with
It's
football?
the same thing they did when they put you on an
Don't
auction
they have
block for real.
cheerleaders?
Yeah, or if I need to marry one of y'all off to my daughter so we can get all the money and put it in the family. I mean,
Well, DJ is reading. I finally found it, gave it to him. Bill Rhoden's $40 million slave.
oh yeah, yes, another.
It is, and I know I you can look. Football is the last plantation. When you look at now, surprisingly, the most powerful sports union is the NBA Players Association.
Mm-hmm.
They're the most powerful.
But look up who predominantly makes up the league. And while there are tons of black folks that play football, y'all ain't the majority.
Yeah, but I think the other piece of it is the base of the NFL is not us.
Right.
Part of,
Perfect.
especially the
Excellent.
merchandising piece for the NBA is us.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying that Colin Kaepernick benefited because Nike wasn't worried about losing any market shares. As a matter of fact, he made money for Nike because all the folks who did. Let me thank Byron, Clark, Jermaine,
Yes, sir.
Michelle, Debo, everybody. Good Lord willing, creek don't rise. Hope to talk to everybody. Hold on. What did Teresa say? I'm sorry, Keith. Hold on. What did she say? What happened? Oh, anyway.
She said you were sorry. That's not what she said.
Good Lord willing, the creek don't rise and I don't go to jail. We'll talk to everybody tomorrow. Can I see you in my office? No, we'll see y'all tomorrow.